Hello everyone, I hope you're all having an amazing day. This is Rattle speaking, and this is the new version of What's Happening Horse Games. Due to my internet being so bad that I literally can't play right now, like I literally can't do any live streams right now, I've decided to do this kind of off-the-cuff sort of video where we can kind of look at some of the horse game news going out, and then I'll cover it as it comes out, because you guys bring me so many interesting things and I just can't get to everything. So this is going to be kind of once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, where I just kind of cover what's currently going on in the world of horse games. This first batch is going to be a little bit old, but I'm just trying to play catch up at this point, just to kind of look at everything. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at today is Equestrian, the game, who added cross country to their game last year on December 4th. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's take a look at the video for Cavalry Games as cross country. I'm just going to jump over some of this, or pop over some of this. It's essentially just the cross country. They're adding a bunch of new jumps that you can kind of ride in the open world. And then they're going to show this right here. They're going to show this right now. There we go. There's all the new jumps that they're adding. You can see a wide variety of these, which is pretty cool. It's nice to have some new jumps. This is essentially added into the open world, as I understand it. And then you can kind of just hop over. That thing looks atrocious, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That thing looks like it's so badly rendered. Like, look at... Okay, wait. Look at the detail on the grass, and then you... I'm just gonna pop this open a little bit. Look at the detail on the grass, and then you look at the detail on that horse's hoof. It's so bad. But fine. It's just, everything looks so badly rendered. I don't know. It just doesn't look pretty. It just looks... Ugh. Now we have the mentality. So it's basically the same stuff that we've always had. It's just we now can compete in cross-country. So looking at the cross-country competitive, we see a timer here. We see the amount of jumps. So it works exactly as show jumping, except that it's in the open world, and they just had to reuse the areas that they already have in order to play cross-country. So that's really it. It's literally show jumping, just in the open world that you can ride in. Well, I say open world, into the open maps that you can ride in. So that's the entirety of it. Let's go down to some of the comments we have here. Looks really good, but who else is waiting on a first person to be added in? A lot of people like that one. Okay, new gameplay, that's encouraging. Guess I'll be looking at it now. It's great, apart that I literally can't clear anything because the bar shows up too late and my horse just rejects the jump. You know what, to be fair, I've actually had this happen to me in the show jumping. Sometimes it just kind of pops out of nowhere. And I think that's also when you take sharp turns. So I'm quite curious. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. So a lot of these comments are pretty positive for it. They're actually happy that we're getting some new content. Someone here's asking for foals. Buddy, they're not going to be adding foals. They made that absolutely clear. But moving into the cross country for... Oh, we'll get into that in a little bit. Some people are saying it's unplayable. A month ago, someone said, with the latest update, I literally cannot play either show jumping, comps, or cross country. It's so glitchy and will freeze for a few moments right before a jump and will mess me up in the course. Anyone's house having this issue. Had no problems until the implemented cross country, only got worse with the last update. What I think is going on is the app is perhaps pushing itself a little too far, and that's sort of just creating glitches and stuff for you, perhaps because your phone might not be as strong. But yeah, it does appear like it has created some problems. So here's someone who is asking, is ETG taking its dying breaths? They haven't updated their socials since cross country launched on December 4th. Now this was 3 days ago, and they did update with the Equestrian Southeast, which is just Southwest, which is just a repeat of the of a current event. I'll get into the comments there in a little bit. So I see more posts about people quitting the game. I definitely quit, though I can't bring myself to uninstall yet. Is this the end of ETG? So one person says it very well might be. This is a top comment, which is a shame but not surprising. They have consistently been allergic to constructive criticism and feedback, then the predatory prices while basically not even having actual game content. It gets tiring for many players. They already started out this way, but when the Discord server was still running, Rattle on YouTube made a great video explaining the whole Discord disaster. If you weren't aware, thank you for the shout out. Sorry, I was for the shout out. I was not aware that they were mentioning me. But yeah, it's sad. There was potential there for sure, and we don't have that many good horse games. So I was really hopeful. I was hopeful too. Equestrian, the game, was a game that I really thought was going to do a lot more than it actually did, and it was just a huge disappointment, just a microtransaction nightmare. You can go read some more of these comments. People just aren't happy with ETG at this point, but of course it gets a little worse for ETG. Abigail Pinehaven posted this little gem, which I will be sharing with you now, which is an AI generated ad. Now, I'm going to start from the beginning with this, and we're going to look at all the problems. So, here we go. The first problem that we have... I just want to check that I'm not covering this thing. Hang your balls. I'm just going to shuffle myself a little bit that way. There we go. So, this is an AI ad, and as we can see already, there we have some issues. We have a little hand issue, and we have a little foot issue. This leg is much shorter than that leg, but let's continue on. So we see the horse kind of transforming. God, that face is so terrifying. You see the one arm over there, and it just looks awful, but it gets so much worse. This isn't terrible, but the foot just, there's no stirrup, for example, and the foot just looks awful. The face and the head is too big for the body, but let's continue. So the horse looks good, I'm not gonna lie on that, but it gets worse because there she has no underwear and she's wearing what boot crap is she wearing? And also her face, it just goes completely screwy. It's such an awful ad. It's such an awful... That woman is wearing no underwear. That woman is wearing no underwear. She is riding that horse with nothing between her and the saddle. That is disturbing on so many levels. Oh, let's hear what they have to say. Oh, good grief. Let's be honest. Real horses are a lot.
They eat, poop, and they're terrifyingly expensive.
The funny thing is, if you look at like this, like, if you look at the horse here and you look at this, like it's day and night. Like the detail here is like nothing, and here you have like this is so false advertising. This is not the game that they're advertising. The game is so bland. It's always been so bland, and I just wish that they would just do better. I don't know, freaking hell. It's just it's so exhausting. Anyway, but let's move on. So that's ETG's lovely AI ad. Thank you to Abigail Pinehaven for sharing that. Oh, I didn't like it. I'm so awful. I'm sorry, Abby. I'm an awful. I did like your comment, though, so bite me. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see what's going to happen with ETG in the future, because it's been through a number, essentially, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I'm just going to shuffle my ass to the other side of this so that I can show you. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on here. So this is some comments that I spotted for when the Equestrian Southwest landed. We have, ever since, this was such a good comment. Ever since I quit the game, I've been more financially stable and less disappointed in what you've done with the game. Highly suggest quitting. I just want to see what the ETG, you can play the game without coins every month. Carly, on what planet are you living, girl? I'm just gonna give that one a like. So again, by the way, thanks. Why don't you give attention to us? So I hear someone is exciting. Oh wow, exciting, so original, really great, thanks a lot. It's just so thrilling to see the same recycled stuff, the same outrageous prices, the same things, always the same things. Clearly, you just don't care anymore. Thanks for giving us nothing once again. Let's give him a little applause. When we'll be able to play without spending a fortune again. Played this game for maybe a week after it came out, realized it cost money to buy anything, immediately uninstalled after waiting since development started. Yep. You haven't addressed any of our glitches and concerns, and the game is still way too expensive to play anyway. That's right, charge an absolute fortune, give us absolutely nothing new. I am very tempted to make another Equestrian the game video at this point. Why is there no new cross-country courses? Because it takes time to make, and they have a team of 20 who are all working on a new game, and they don't care about this one anymore. Husa, husa. We need new seasons. We need a better game. 33 BLA 130. Why is the horse floating? Oh my gosh, you're right. The horse is floating. It looks like the horse is floating. You're so right. Oh, that is so bad. But anyway, this is the situation with Equestrian, the game. I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull this out of the fire. Their last patch update was just remove blue XP line in Season Pass. Season Pass horses disappearing in competition view is now fixed. Block the bug that allowed inbreeding. The thing is, this is the problem with this game. There isn't like all that they're fixing is this crap. It's all they're fixing. It's so freaking... Oh god, I should have moved myself. Wait, you shuffle that way. There we go. Actually, but as you can see, it's like... oh crap. The stuff that they're kind of updating has nothing to do with the game and more to do with ensuring that people can spend money on the season passes and can make more money. It's so... and that they can make more money. It's so frustrating. I don't know the future for ETG, but it don't look very bright. All right. Moving on, this is something a lot of people have asked me to kind of cover. I am making a video about this, but I just want to kind of mention it just to make people aware that I am aware of this. This is a game, Horses 2025, which is being released by Adnan Hossein. That one. I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce this name. I'm very sorry. But he is sort of making this game. He is a single developer who has made other games in the past, and the games that he is making is absolute dog shite. So I will be covering this game. If it does release, just stay away from it. It is more than likely just an asset flip, AI generated piece of shit. So don't touch it with a 39.5-foot pole. Also, I just want to point this out. This horse is running free with a bridle. I just feel like heart palpitations because I am terrified the horse is going to step on the reins when it inevitably ends up over the neck. So yeah, I'm just having slight heart palpitations due to that. And I also want to know, what is that bridle? Like, I've never seen a bridle or a bit like that. So yeah, it's AI generated. Isn't that lovely? All right, so... let's talk about something a little bit more positive. We have Ranch of Rivershine, which is of course being made by the absolutely brilliant Cozy Bee Games, or Elise. And she has been winning since day one because she makes great games and she knows what she's doing. But I love Ranch of Rivershine. For those of you kind of wondering why I haven't played or made more content on Ranch of Rivershine, it's simply because, not because there isn't any drama, but because I kind of want to, when the game is fully released, give it a completely as neutral as possible kind of review so that my older ideas don't kind of get stuck in my head with it. So I want to kind of give it some space and ensure that when it does release, I have a fresh mindset about it. All right, but let's get into the update for the boutique. So they have added some new hats and outfits and hats. So as you can see here, you can change your body type, your skin tone, your eye color, all of that stuff. And then you have a ton of outfits. I'm just going to let that one run. And then I'm going to take a little sip of water. Love water. So here are some outfits that you can pick. As you can see, they are absolutely adorable and cute, and this is obviously just going to make a lot of people very happy. I'm personally not that focused on outfits. I've never been really focused on it, but it is, I understand, a huge thing for a lot of players, so I'm so glad she added this, and a lot of players are just going to absolutely adore this. You have a bunch of hairstyles, you have hair colors, like she really went all out with it. And I just want to remind you, this is one developer making this game, just as a reminder. We also have the Danalino, Dunskin, and Grilla. So we have new exclusive coats that are being added to the game, which of course will make a lot of players once again very happy. So I want to see here with the horse names. This is something that I missed when I read it through earlier. New random horse names can now be discovered in the auction house when catching wild horses and when raising foals. Each category now has more than double the amount of names available to create more diversity and uniqueness with the horses you find. So there's just a lot of stuff, and then she's just heading back into the roadmap, and the next thing is going to be the Azure Coast, which is going to be a very big update, and I cannot wait. But as always, Ranch of Rivershine, thank you for making brilliant updates. We're always looking forward to see what you're doing next, Eloise. Thank you. And so let's move on to our next friend, which is of course Astride. This game. For those of you who might not know, Astride is a horse game being developed by Radu. Radui, I cannot pronounce that name, Radu, and they recently added a new patch, which was today as of recording, although it could be a couple of days back now, seeing as it takes time to edit videos. But here is some highlights of what they're kind of adding. We're just gonna, I've already looked at it, of course, but it's actually pretty cool, so we're gonna take a look at that real quick. Apologies for the pixels. Welcome to my internet. Oh, there it smooths out. So we have a UI overall, so a new main menu, overall horse creator UI, more genetic options, change mane and tail style. So this is actually pretty cool. You have a far more intricate horse creator, and as you can see, you can do a shit ton with it. I have said this before, and I will say it again. This game has, Astride has a very, very good horse creator. Alright, so the new breeds that we have is the Norwegian Fjord, the Icelandic horse. We have some genetic restrictions, and you can change the horse's height, which is awesome. I love it. And then we have lead changes. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Lead changes. Stirrups and updated reins. Smoother jumping transitions, which is something that a lot of people have been complaining about. And then we have the new stable building, which is really cool. So they have added a lot of new stuff for Astride. I do wish they would kind of start pushing more for gameplay, but I think this is a great update. It does add a lot new to the game. Hopefully soon we're going to see some updates and stuff going into the new year. But yeah, I think this is a great update. Again, I would like to see more gameplay. But yeah, I'm glad for the lead changes. That's really cool. And I'm glad for the new stable building. I think that's really awesome. And I love the new horse breeds and the sizes. There's a lot to love in the update. But I'm curious, of course, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good update? Because Astride has been kind of faltering a little bit. So I want to hear how you guys feel. All right, so let's move on to the final thing for today. Again, I will be making more videos. This is just to get me started on this whole thing because I have a lot to cover and there's a lot to talk about. So, this is Rival Stars. I have been working on a Rival Stars review for the last week or so because you guys asked for it and I'm working on it every day. So the thing that I don't like about Rival Stars is that it has a kind of dual set situation. On the one hand, it has the mobile, and on the other hand, it has the PC. The PC is always behind the mobile, well, mostly behind the mobile, and the mobile is made in order to squeeze as much money out of you as possible. No matter how much you love the developers, and I love the developers, I think that they're very cool people and that they really do try to make a good game, they still push the mobile app to make a lot of money out of people. But this one really interested me because it was such a strange thing to add to their game. So let me explain. This is a new exotic gene. Now, for those of you who might not know, exotic genes are things that you find on the mobile app. And it is stuff like, I'm just going to open this one here because they sort of kind of summarized here. You have Blazing Hoof, which adds, you have Blazing Hoof, which adds speed. Blazing Hoof Pro, which is improved speed. Some of them, though, are very nice. For example, one that a lot of people like is Top Endurance. Start with more sprint energy, which gives you, of course, a boost in racing. So the thing is, specifically, you can only find this in mobile app. I don't know if it's ever going to go to the PC. But the fact is that these things give you a serious edge in racing, especially if you have things like top endurance, faster stamina, fill during the final stretch, lightning bolt, energy savers. You get things that really give you an edge in the game. And because the more you race and the more you win, the more money you make, this is absolutely essential for you to have in the game. Now, the newest update that they add was the American Mustang, and it gave us a brand new special trait. And the trait that they gave us is long mane. And some of you might already know what that means. It means you get a long mane. The problem is, this swallows one of the 2 slots that you have for an exotic trait. It just gobbles that up. So if you have a horse that you're breeding with the exotic trait and you really want to have top endurance, and then you end up with lightning bolt and top endurance is replaced with this, I can think some people might be seriously ticked off. So this is sort of something, and it's not only me saying this. Here is someone else who kind of mentioned this. worse, it wastes a trait slot. I wouldn't mind so much if it's part of the genes, like the coat color or dilution, but it has taken up a trait instead. The thing is, they do have an exotic gene for the Mustang, which is the dun dilution. Combines rich, earthy colors with unique striped markings, creating a wild and striking look that captures the essence of the Mustang. And then, of course, we have the Canyon Weights, which is pretty cool, and the final chapters of Cross Country, which is there, and then we have the show jumping. I'll get into that now. But the point that I'm essentially making is this is a very strange decision to make, to take something that is visual, that doesn't affect the horse in any of the races or stuff that you're doing here, doesn't affect the horse here at all. It won't impact the racing, it won't impact the steeplechase, the cross country, or anything else. It doesn't give you anything specific for a trait in the sense that you can, run faster. No. We give it a long mane, which is technically, genetic. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Why must you hurt me so, Rival Stars? Rival Stars, why must you hurt me so? Anyway, but this is sort of the problem with Rival Stars at this point, is I feel like they ooh, what's going on with that back leg? Ooh. But they do kind of place a great emphasis on just making money, unfortunately. And like, there are some people here that just have complained about issues in Rival Stars and also that mane just looks awful. Like, I'm not even going to. Like, look at this. It looks not good. This is the mobile, so the mobile just doesn't have good graphics. Maybe it'll look better on the PC version. But yeah, it's like they add a lot on the mobile because that's where they make most of their money. And like, they have the show jumping on the mobile. They have the Mustang. They have the Napstrapper, the Mustang. They have like the Canyon Falls. They have different areas you can ride in. Like, there's a lot going on here. And it would be nice if more of that was switched over to the PC. I do understand it takes more time, but I'm working on the review. But it's like, yeah, I just really want. This is a strange decision to have made. I'm just saying this. Also, I did notice something very strange about this image, and it won't open now. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on that. Maybe I can. Are you guys seeing that? Like, look at that hoof. Look at that hoof. Like, is it just me, or is that, like, broken? I don't want to say they're using AI, but it looks like they're using AI. Also, the other thing is, that leg is really short, and that one is, like, super long, which is also kind of weird. Someone told me that they can see the fourth leg here, like it's hidden behind the thing. I am still convinced that leg does not exist. But that one is weird. It's, like, so short, and then blop, blop. And tick tick. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide. Do you think this was possibly AI generated and then just kind of fixed, or is that just an artist who had no idea what they were doing? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to decide. But that's it for today's What's Happening Horse Games. If you guys kind of like the style with this little avatar, which I quite like, let me know, and I will make more of these. Hopefully 1 week every 2 weeks. I'm trying to make a little bit more content and to keep up with everything that's happening, because I feel like I'm falling way behind and there's so much that I really want to talk about. But let me know if that is something that you guys will enjoy, and of course, thank you all for watching and have an amazing day.